It's so good.
Yeah.
It comes in two parts. Two parts. So it's a front part and a back part.
We had blue screen of death.
And Trev, you'll admit, when it comes to it, like, how can you choose between the front part and the back part? I mean, they're both so good, right?
Is this a trick question?
Yeah, it kind of is. Depends what kind of tricks we're talking about. We're feeling sexy here at Barber Shop Podcast. Oh, my God. Well, here we are at the 2-year anniversary special. We had the dreaded blue screen of death.
Boom!
But Ryan Cannon got in there and fished the fire until he survived, found the episode, pulled it back out. Trevor Howard was in the midst of talking about his documentary and killing us with some of his awesome songs.
Previously on Barber Shop Podcast.
Yes, previously on Barber Shop Podcast. Check it out. I'm glad you're jumping from that episode to this episode.
Boom!
Boom. There you go. So here we are, year 2. We're about to start our 3rd year. Unreal at Barbershop Podcast. It's all good. It's all fun. It's all good fun. Ian Andrews showed up. We had a few people leave because they couldn't, hack the excessive alcohol.
What are they, 100?
They are 100. And I am 100, but 100%. Wow.
Boom.
Liking it.
I like it.
Yes! Ryan Cannon, are you having fun? More fun than a barrel of flunkies.
Yeah, it's just fucking tons of fun.
Tons of good shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
Trevor Howard was telling us about a documentary, and you're about to play a song.
I was.
So
A little company in Toronto has decided it would be a great idea to do a little documentary about my life. So who's going to say no to that?
Oh. You got a good life to fucking do a little
It's
movie
been an
about.
interesting one, that's for damn sure. So I had to write some songs that would sort of, help that documentary along.
Get the gist of it, as it were.
So the documentary is called "It All Comes to Light After Dark." And
was it an easy, enriching writing time when you did this, or was it a bit of a struggle?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it actually was.
Well, you got a sweet lady, and it helps when you have a sweet lady in your life, don't you?
Yeah, well, and this song is about that whole.
Lady.
Yeah, that song. This song is about all of that. So, yeah.
Let's.
You want to hear it?
I want to hear about love.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try to play it for you.
Excellent.
I don't play this song because it's not released yet. So,
no, but you're
I'm
at
doing
Barber
it
Shop
right now
Podcast
on the
because you
Barber Shop
feel
Podcast.
so comfortable.
Yeah, man.
Excellent.
So here we go. Pack your red dress and your worn-out cowgirl boots and climb in my car. I'll drive till this tank runs dry and the sun leaves the western sky. It all comes to light after dark. Yeah, it all comes to light after dark. I know this is wrong somehow, and I know that you have your doubts, but I can't turn around. Don't try to say goodbye to the love that we leave behind, 'cause it all comes to light after dark. Yeah, it all comes to light after dark. And we may lose it all, and if we fall, we fall. And when we fall, baby, let's fall hard, because it all comes to light dark. Yeah, it all comes to light after dark.
Beautiful song about love and passion from Trevor Howard, and wrapped in the soul of a true, beautiful human being. Thank you for coming in here and helping us all think and feel what we should be feeling all the time. I'm in love. You're in love.
I am in love.
Yeah. It's a good thing, isn't it? It's a good thing, you know, and spread the love. Doesn't kill you. Really. All right, we're going to go back to a little bit of exile, and we're going to see what kind of crusty curmudgeons are rocking around the green room upstairs. We're going to come down and play a little bit of Barber Shop Podcast every week on www.twitch.tv/Ken and Ryan. Or just Google that shit, as they say. But here we go. What do we got queued up? Do we know what track number it is? Where we leave? We left with Ginge?
Yeah, so it is...
It's Tom.
It's the song after Ginger.
Yeah, it's Tom.
Is it
Torn
Tom?
and Afraid, I think.
No, it's Frank and Mara
Frank
Corin,
and Mara
Sweet
Corin.
Virginia.
Oh,
yeah,
Frank
beautiful. Frank Corin,
That's
like
okay,
he
too.
does all the Keith Richards stuff, like Terry Edmonds does the lead work and then the slide work of Mick Taylor. Frank Corin is amazing. His daughter, Mara, boom. And here it is, father-daughter doing great tune from the great album, Exile on Main Street. Here is Sweet Virginia from Barber Shop Podcast.
Stormy winter, and there's not a friend to help you through. Try and stop the waves inside your eyeballs, oh yeah. Drop your reds, drop your greens and blues.
Thank you for your wine, California. Thank you
off your shoes. One more time. Come on down, sweet Virginia. Oh yeah. Come on a challenge. I'm begging you, oh yes I am. Come on down. You got it in ya, yeah. Got to scrape that shit right off your shoes.
Frank and Mara Corin.
Hey, let me follow you down. Way underground. When Daddy's bound to follow you down. Just a deadbeat right off the street. Bound to follow you down. Well, the ballrooms and smelly bordellos, dressing rooms filled with parasites. On stage, the band has got problems, not tonight. They're a bag of nerves on first night. They ain't tied down to no hometown. Yeah, and he thought it was reckless. You think he's bad, he thinks you're mad. Yeah, guitar player is restless, and his coat is torn and frayed. It's seen much better days, just as long as the guitar plays. Let it steal your heart away. Steal your heart away. Guitar. And his coat is torn and frayed. It's seen much better days, just as long as the guitar plays. Let it steal your heart away. Joe's got a cough, sounds kind of rough. Yeah, the code need to fix it. Doctor prescribes drugstore supplies. Who's gonna help him kick it? Just steal your heart and fade. It's seen much better days, just as long as the guitar plays. Let it steal your heart away. Let it steal your heart away. Just as long as the guitar plays. Just as long as the guitar plays. It'll steal your heart away.
I'm having a lot of fun in here. That was Mr. Tom Wilson doing Torn and Frayed, one of the two songs written by Keith Richards on Exile on Main Street, which is a Keith Richards record, because amongst all of the heroin and red wine and debauchery and wonderfulness that was happening in the south of France in 1972, Mick Jagger was off dating Bianca, going to the casinos, paparazzi, flashbulbs, and in the dark basement, Keith Richards had a riff going over and over in his head, and he was bound and determined to grind it out until it was at that certain state of perfection. And the camaraderie, the friction, and the magic that happens between a songwriting duo is legendary, and Richards and Jagger certainly are some of the greats and will be remembered for time eternal. Blues bass, those guys were lovers of the blues, as is our next guest, Ian Andrews. We've had him on the podcast. I love Ian Andrews because he is a standard bearer for the young people who understand that the blues is a culmination of so many musical types, and also is the starting point for so many other musical types that come from it. And to play the blues, it's not although it's structured, it leaves so many doors open for interpretation and flavor, and he fills it bright and he fills it full, and he's one of my favorite musicians. I want you to welcome Mr. Ian Andrews to the second year anniversary Barbershop Podcast show. Ian Andrews, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks.
It's good to have you in.
Yeah, man. That's right. That's right. Blues is a feeling. It's like little Walter said, baby. You know?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, if you're black, or if you're white. You feel it all the way through your body and your soul.
Yeah.
And lucky enough, you come in the door and it's like, we got Mr. Sam DeRosa here who can blow a harp. He knows how. He's been schooled in the blues. And Nick Burson, who can play a box. And see, think about that, right? Like the blues is like, it's like you have more legitimacy playing a cardboard box correctly than you do playing a drum kit adequately. And that is the very thing about blues music. And you get that. And so we're in for a little bit of a treat here, I am sure. So Ian Andrews, what do you got in store for us here at Barbershop Podcast?
I'm going to play a tune, I think quite a few folks know it. It's called Handsome Devil.
Oh,
and
we resemble that comment, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. It's a song that it really got developed when I first moved here, and but I'm gonna lay down an acoustic version for you guys, and
beautiful.
Gonna give it some gravity, you know.
Let's do that right here.
Yeah.
Barbershop Podcast, second year show.
We ready, boys?
Not just another face on the street, not just another man that you meet. Oh, you swear you've seen him before. If you ain't here but knocking at your door, you ain't felt fever till you felt his skin. Such a long time, I'm alone in hell. Ooh, that handsome devil. Ooh, that handsome devil. Ooh, that handsome devil. Who's that handsome devil? If you're hungry for homes, it's got quite a town. Stick a screws as sharp as a nail. Wanna kick the blues, he'll keep you real. Wanna think about juice, he'll get in your head. You went and tried his car, something new you find. Feel your heart rate climb, a slithers down your spine. It's been such a long time, wow, all alone in hell. Ooh, that handsome devil. Ooh, that handsome devil. Ooh, that handsome devil. Ooh, that handsome devil. Ooh.
You can hear the results of a lot of wood shedding right there. Yes, indeed. Ian Andrews. You got to love that lad. Right here at Barber Shop Podcast. Handsome devil, and you are indeed a handsome devil. It's all good. It's all good. Nick Burson on the cardboard box. Sam DeRosa bleeding his harp out. Great times at Barbershop Podcast at our second year anniversary show. We've got a whole bunch in store. We're going to wrap up the evening pretty quick. We got a bunch of other songs to play from Exile. I don't know how many, if we're going to get them all in or not, but we're definitely going to get a couple more tunes out of Ian Andrews. We're going to wrap it up so we don't have to think and talk so much. We can just chat amongst ourselves and have a party, but we have a party every week here at Barbershop Podcast. Yeah. You love the show, don't you, Ian?
I love it. I'm happy to be back. You know, I managed to make it here finally. I kicked in kind of late and...
perfect timing, really.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, came in here. Doesn't it smell good?
Yeah.
It's like, I tell you. Think about cedar.
I was number 6 viewer. Remember that?
That's right. Back in the ancient days.
Day 1, I was number 6
Way back in the days of old.
I don't know who the other 5 guys were, but I hope they're still alive.
Well, you know what? It keeps going. 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 People like to be entertained, and you know what? They tend to get sick of the crap. You know, the plastic filler that's shoved down their throat on a regular basis. And the more real we are, the more people appreciate it. And when somebody sticks their fat face in and starts bitching about something, it's fuck you. You know? I just love to be able to say that. I'll show you my big, fat, pimply white ass right now if I want to, because I can. I honestly can. Like, fuck you. But with love. I love all of you. It's terrible. That totally came out wrong. You know, what I meant is, I love the freedom that the internet provides until it's shut down by Skynet, just like they did earlier. Right. That's why the first part of this show ended. Yeah, they thought the groove was a bit too heavy, and they thought, "Oh, shut that down. People are going to start thinking independently." Well, we want to hear some more music, and you're going to provide that for us. I hope that isn't a problem.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'll play a tune for you guys. It's a tune called "Don't You Bring Me Down, Woman." We're in the key of C, Sammy.
I love this one. Sammy's got one of those harps.
He does. All right. Well, that's boogie. Go ahead, Sammy.
Well, time I had a woman done, she played fair. She had a twinkle in her, she had a dreams in her stare. Thought life was good, bad luck was out of my head. Well, my baby left me down to the goddamn chair. But don't you bring me down, woman. Don't you bring me down, baby. Don't you bring me down, woman. Don't you bring me down, woman. Don't you bring me down, baby. I've already been there. Yes, I have, ain't you, Sammy? Time my wheels get rolling, baby. Time my wheels get rolling. Fall and stop rolling around. Without my wheels, I'm thinking evil, don't you? Let the woman bring me down. Don't you bring me down, woman. Don't you bring me down, woman. Don't you bring me down, baby. Don't you bring me down, woman. Don't you bring me down, baby. I've already been there, yeah. Down, baby. Oh, bring me down, baby. Say, ooh. Why don't you bring me down, woman? I've already been there.
Bring me down, woman. I already been there. Ian Andrews, giving it real, giving it true. A true blessing from Hamilton, Ontario. Well, actually a Guelph boy, but he has the ghetto pass, as we say. There's few of the outsiders who we give the ghetto pass to. And Ian Andrews has earned one. He is welcome in Hamilton any old time. If you love the blues, look him up, follow him, support him. He is a believer in music, and he gives as good as he gets. I want to thank everyone who showed up tonight. People are coming and going. We can't go on all night long. We've got a lot to do. Ian's going to play one more for us. We're going to spin a couple more off of the Exile CD. I want to remind everyone about... This is your cue, Ryan. I want to remind everyone about the big show coming up this Saturday night, November 29th, and I'm talking about Exile on James Street. The greatest rock and roll show in the history of the free world. And perhaps even the communist world, if there's still some communist countries out there, I don't know. But trust me, you want to go see Exile on James Street. This November. Don't miss this November. Before you know it, it's December, and you've already missed November. Right? It blows right by. And it's right at the very end of November.
It's in November, I think.
I got tickets to sell. I mean, this is a big, and I got a band to pay. Oh, what a band. Oh, my God. It's so good. As you're hearing in the tracks we're playing, it's fantastic. We are lovers of music and music of lovers. And what the hell am I saying? I don't know. Ian, give us another one of your great
ones. All right,
ones.
I'm going to play a tune in F. And it's a little bit of rock and roll.
In F.
In F.
In F.
In F. It's a tune called I Damn Sure Got the Blues.
Wonderful.
This morning with the ringing in my hair, roll on Mr. Barber Shop's for a second opinion. Asked Mr. Moore, he said he got the cure. I said, my man, don't be jiving. Just want the truth. One thing for sure, baby. I damn still got the blues. Why are you messing with me? 'Cause I can and I do what I please. Tell you, baby, it's getting rougher. Come on, honey, wow, that's too much. I asked my mama to nurture me. I asked my baby to love me, please. I'm blind, I'm lost, locked up for just cause of Mr. Moore's cure. Don't walk on me. Well, I tell you, baby, that's all got the blues. Well, tell me about that blues there, Sammy. I can and I do what I please. Tell you, baby, enough is enough. Tell you, honey, wow, it's too rough, yeah. Damn sure got the blues. Damn sure got the blues. Damn, I sure got the blues. Well, I tell you, it's time and all. I damn sure got the blues.
Beautiful job. The blues is a wonderful thing. It is healing. It is all surviving. It is Hamilton. Gotta love it. Gotta love the gentlemen and the ladies who've stopped by Barbershop Podcast tonight to celebrate our 2-year anniversary show. Oh, I'm having a great time.
1-year anniversary.
Yeah, you are a 2-year two-timer.
Yeah, I'm
Sammy's right in there. And no Sarah Beatty this year, though. Miss her pretty face. So I saw her.
Always miss her.
Oh, man, she is so good. Everyone is so good. And we were kind of sloppy. I could have done a better job inviting people weeks in advance, made them mark in their calendar. But it was like, if you're in the neighborhood, come by. And I think we did pretty darn good tonight. We got a good bunch of people came by.
Still got some players up
Still
there.
got some players upstairs.
Yeah,
but we're going to hear some more. We're going to hear some more of? We're going to hear some more Exile on James Street. Well, actually, it's Exile on King Street. In case you haven't known, the original album, which was called Exile on Main Street, can be performed at any number of venues, and depending on what street that bar or concert venue is featured, that will be the name of if this show ever gets done again. And frankly, I don't think it will be, because it's very special, very difficult, very expensive, very tenuous, but the result is like,
It's amazing.
So good, yeah.
Well, thank you again for having me, Kevin. Thank you, folks, for watching. You're in for a treat for the next fella. He's
you know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. But first, you get to hear another treat, another fella, and he's not a young fella, but he's the youngest ancient man and the oldest teenager in Hamilton's Sonny Del Rio, the number one saxophone player, probably in Canada, and we're blessed to have him here in Hamilton and tapped him to play sax for the Exile on King Street. Nice job. Record. And he's a bit of a singer too, and he picked this one as one of his favorites. So we're going to pick up where we left off. This is Sweet Black Angel from the Exile on Exile on King Street record, which is available if you ask very nicely and have cash. Right here at barbershoppodcast.com.
All right. I'm having a lot of fun up here, I'll tell you. Working with these great musicians. It's a real treat. They even let me sing one. Got a sweet black angel, got a pin-up girl. Got a sweet black angel up upon my wall. She ain't no singer, she ain't no star. Got a lot of moving, and she moving real fast. But the gal in danger, and the gal in chain. But you keep on pushing, could you take her place? And she counting up the minutes, she counting up the days. She's a sweet black angel, yeah. Not a sweet black slave. Ten little brothers hanging on the wall. But the brothers keep falling, falling one by one. For the judging murder in the judge's court. Now the judge is gonna judge them for everything they got. But the girl in danger, yeah, girl in chains. Really keep on pushing, would you do the same? Then she counting up the minutes, she counting up the days. She's a sweet black angel, not a gun-tone teacher, not a sweet black angel. Talk about the freedom, free the sweet black slave, 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 free the sweet black slave. 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 Free the sweet black slave.
Hey, how you doing, people? Are y'all having a good time? I need to ask you a question here. Is there any Rolling Stones fans in the crowd tonight? We got 2 Rolling Stones fans in the crowd. Let me hear you make some noise. Come on, hey! I'm the man on the mountain. Come on up. I'm the plowman in the valley with a face full of mud. Yes, I'm stumbling and I know my car won't start. Yes, I'm fumbling, and I know I play a bad guitar. Give me a little drink. Come, just one drink in a fall down truck. Yeah. I'm the man who walks a hillside in a sweet summer sun.
Oh, there's that and so much more on the very, very limited edition of Exile on King Street, recorded live at Casbah Lounge, July 3rd, 2014, a Boxo studio production. And the story in a nutshell behind it is that we are working on a record here, Boxo Studio. Like, we love music, but we love musicians and we love songwriters and the import of song in people's lives, not only as background noise and entertainment, but something to be a life force, something to teach. And we like to do thematic albums, records of various songwriters who come in and contribute on a common theme. And one that we've been working on since January has got to do with mental health. And people were writing from the first, second, and third person perspective. I'm crazy. My old lady's crazy. You know, this person I admire was crazy. And it's really come together in a beautiful way. And I've met so many people who've come into the studio and who've contributed in that period of time. And through it all, continuing to do the process, hooking up and meeting Dwayne Rudder and having him come in and change my life to that extent. And shortly after, our next guest meeting Dwayne Rudder kind of changed his life. And on a beach one day with Nick, and Scotty Baclar had been out of the music business for a while, continuing to write, continuing to play, but being a bit more of an observer than a participant. And he stood there soaking in the kind of majesty of what was happening on that night. And quite quickly he was enveloped in a very warm, comforting community who said, "Sit down, brother, welcome." And he did. And he started playing. And that was probably 7-8 weeks ago. And it's been a bit of a whirlwind for Scotty Baclar. He's vaulted back into the scene. Yeah, he's playing voraciously. He's writing, continuing to do his production work, as well as coming in here and putting this beautiful facade of cedar in the studio. He came in as a guest and went, "I'm going to wrap this studio in beautiful cedar." And I looked at him and said, "Yes, please do." And he has toiled, and not just hammer and tong, but as an artist. He's put together something that is very rare. When you have a studio, it's important to have certain elements that are alive in the walls that reflect the music and the people who are in here. And when you have a surface that smells good, looks good, and sounds good, you don't get much better than that. So it's a gift that I really can't measure, that the work that's going to come out of here over the next little while is all going to have a little bit of Scotty Baclar in it. And I'm really appreciative of it. I'm glad I've met this man, and I'm glad that he's closing the night tonight, and that Nick Burson's stuck around to play with him. And he's got some beautiful songs, and he's going to play a couple for us tonight. We'll touch on what you're doing and what you're feeling, but right now I'd like to hear some music.
Gladly. This is called I'm Telling You Now, because I couldn't tell you later. I don't know where my courage went. This time different. I should win, I didn't. And I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I feel that cold breeze. It's more than 2 degrees. tempers flare, and I know how much that we care, and I step up from running scared. It could be great, it's not too late. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you now. Feel that cocoa breeze. It's rolling to the green. I have known defeat. I met my match, it's plain to see. And I step up, you would agree. It would be great, it's not too late. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you now.
Hotness scare. Loving the life in the Viva La Vegas, La Vida La Voca. Scotty Bacalar is telling you now. Beautiful song, Scotty.
Thank you.
I mean, they're true stories, right? You know,
they are true, true. They happen, and then I write it.
You write it. You know, this is your life, and this is your heart, and you know, I think this is what's important, that people aren't writing fiction. You know, when people write songs, everyone interprets it, but it came from a real place, and it's a real story. And music is salvation. Like, believe it. Like, share it. Trust in that. We love it. We love it here. It is our life force at Barber Shop Podcast. Low frequency rumblings. Just like at This Ain't Hollywood. This Saturday, November 29th, you and your loved ones have an opportunity, if you act now, to get a ticket for the mere price of $15. This Saturday, at This Ain't Hollywood, it's Exile on James Street. All 18 songs of Exile on Main Street performed at This Ain't Hollywood at 345 James Street North, the premier rock and roll club in Hamilton, on a Saturday night where there is no excuse. And there won't be another show. There will not be another show. There's only one more show of Exile on James Street. And it's this Saturday night. And you're going to see it unless you're unable to see it. Scotty Bacalar is in the house, and he's finishing up the night for us. Our 2-year anniversary special. Ryan Cannon, Gary Greenland, and I have had a great time. Nick Burson has stuck it out because he knows, because of West Town. There's a good reason to.
Stupid boy.
No, he's not. And he is now a Hamilton Tiger Cat fan. I took him to his first CFL game in the rain, and they got pummeled by Calgary a couple years ago, and he's like, I really don't get this. And I'm like, yeah, I know. This is not a good game. You have to go to a good game to understand that, So he's getting to the point where he's begrudgingly becoming a Hamiltonian, and he's like, yes, this is my team. I don't understand the fucking game, but the ones with the gold and the, the black, that's my team.
Gold.
That's my team. And they are going to win the Grey Cup on Sunday.
They are.
And if you don't believe so, you're part of the problem, not part of the solution. And we have ways of dealing with people like you. And we do that on a regular basis here in Hamilton, Ontario. So, Scotty Baclar, you're going to lay one more, two more on us? How many more?
I'll do it, whatever you like.
I want 712 more, but let's start with one.
I'll have to write a couple then if you want that. But I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Okay.
So good. Yes, this song, this is kind of a fun one. It just came out, and it's called What You Do to Me. And really, it's really come to me that it's about all the people that have been surrounding me in the last couple, 2-3 months.
It's great when you write a song and you don't know what it's about until it's done.
Well, I write it, and I think it's about something, and it turns out no.
Yeah.
No. It's about something completely different, and usually it's in some sort of cathartic way.
Yes.
It comes out, and then this is really what this is about, dude. So, stop kidding yourself and get to the point of, playing it like you mean it.
Like it's real.
Like it's real, like it's happening, like it's doing, and deal with it, and make your peace with it, and then just send it out. And
wrapped up in syncopation and in tonality.
Syncopation and tone. I like that. Thank you.
That. It's all yours.
Thank you. How can you know and not know? How can you see and not see what you do, what you do, what you do to me? My world is so wide when we part. I wander around aimlessly. What you do, what you do, what you do to me. No, don't ask me to explain. No, I can't do that easily. It's a road I go down again. It's what you do to me. Out of the blue, things can change. I know how true that can be. But you do what you do, what you do to me. How far that I've come along, and still there's no guarantees. What you do, what you do, what you do to me. No, don't ask me to explain. Well, I can't do that easily. It's a road I'd go down again. It's what you do to me.
what you do to me. It's what you do to me. It's what you do to me.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Magic at Boxo Studio. My God, Scotty Bacalar, What You Do to Me with Nick Burson. It's one time, it's real, it's beautiful. You know, everyone says, God, Kev, you know, everything sounds good there at the podcast. Well, funny thing happens when people feel good, right? They sound good. And people feel good when they're here. Why? Because they're loved.
And it's like home.
It is like home, man.
It's like home. And,
It's
and
like
that's
home.
what Hannah said when we left the other day. We weren't even out the door, like on the porch, and she said, I like it here. It feels like home.
Yeah.
There's nothing, there's no expectation. You're just here. And that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you, my friend.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
No, that's what we believe. That's what we strive for. I think when, especially in the recording process, you have to capture the magic. And that's not to quantify the unquantifiable. That's what the lovers do. And we love music. And we'll get you. We'll get you. Right here at Boxo Studio. I'm not kidding. Hamilton Tiger Cats, Oski Wee Wee, Oski Wawa, Holy Mackinac, Eat Them Raw. This Sunday, 6 o'clock, Grey Cup, Vancouver, British Columbia. We're going to kick the pathetic ass of the Calgary Stampeders. And we will bring the Grey Cup back to Hamilton, Ontario.
86.
1999. No, 99. We beat Calgary in Vancouver in 1999. Same team, same city.
I moved here in 2001, so this will be the first time since I've been here.
Yes, and it's been a bit of a dry spell, but it's the bleak times, the hopes. This city has kind of rallied behind it because they want to support a winner. And as much as I get a little upset with fair weather fans, and be it music or football, they want a winner. And when you can expose them to a winner, they will follow you in this town to the ends of the earth, but they will not support something pathetic and phony. And when you put a real product out there, they'll back you. And we have that. And we're finding that there's a groundswell of support for what we have here at Barber Shop Podcast. And we have figured out how to kind of do the format, but it's the content. And we're not responsible for the content. We are just the delivery boys of the content. It's people like you and everyone else who's come in here who give their heart and soul and their music. It's beautiful. And we serve music, and we are we like music. One more from you, and then we're going to probably exit on a flurry of exile on... let me try that again. Well, one more from you, and then we'll finish with a flurry of exile. Oh, Jesus. Am I alone here? Hello? McFly!
Wanker.
All right, we're good.
Okay, one more from you, Scotty, and then we're going to probably finish with a flurry of exile on King Street, which was the CD recorded at the Casbah Lounge in July. Not to be confused with this Saturday's show, Exile on James Street. That was like a Kobe Bryant hang.
If you want something done, do it yourself.
Yeah, let's do it yourself. Speaking of which, where's my co-op student? Oh, yeah, I have to do it myself. Self. Okay, Scotty Bacalar is in here, and he's going to do one more song, and we're going to get the heck out of here. Scotty?
Beautiful.
You know it's going to be a killer. What do you got for us?
It's a nice one. It's slow. It's a slow one. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not coming on a high note. This is another one of those songs where I wrote, then it turned out to be actually about myself.
Okay.
So it's a song called Stranded.
Nice. A little bit of heart and soul right here. Barber Shop Podcast.
All day long. You sit and wait for someone to come along. I know that you're stranded. Ooh, I don't know where you landed. Your light, it shines. Yours as bright as mine. I know that you're stranded. I don't know where you landed. Stranded. Ooh, I don't know where you landed. Your day is strange. So much has changed. I know that you're stranded. I don't know where you landed. Ooh, I know that you're stranded. Ooh, I don't know where you landed.
Great song.
Beautiful little passion play from Scotty Bacalar, pouring his heart and his soul out for us and for you at Barber Shop Podcast. And that's what we do every week. We mean it, and it's good. Thanks. Thanks for 2 years. We're looking forward to the future. We're going to go up and join the party upstairs. We've given you a good chunk of what we do. Please share. Please subscribe. Please love. As hard and as long as you can. Because God knows
hard.
I'm in love.
I'm in love.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Lovers all.
Lovers
Madly.
all.
We're all in love.
Yes.
It's a beautiful time.
It was a good night.
It was a great night.
20 to 2 in the morning. We had one catastrophic failure mid-episode.
But we totally
that
saved
aside,
that.
this ends up being almost a 3-hour episode.
Yeah, and pretty good. And ending on the King of Rock and Roll is just like what we always want and we always need and we always wait for
fucking buy
over and over and over. Yeah, if you want more Exile, then buy it and be lucky to get it. But we're gonna bid at a fair ado. A fair ado? Is that a fair ado? Is that like a French thing? I don't know.
A fair.
I don't know. I'm longing for the refrains of King of Rock and Roll to be bleeding in my ears and sending us. There we go. Jesus Christ! It only took a fucking week, but here we are. That signifies the end of this show. So Ryan and I can go hang out with everyone else and say thank you very much. From Boxo Studio in Hamilton, Ontario, the place where you got to record if you're not dumb.
Yeah.
And
thank you to everybody, all the guests that we've had in the past year, in the past 2 years, everybody that's been tolerant of our bullshit at the beginning of the episodes and us fumbling around to try to figure out what the fuck we're doing. Thank you to all of those people, and above all that, they have gone and spread the word.
Spread the love.
Spread the love, and it's amazing.
It is.
We have nothing but the absolute best people that come down here, and I'm absolutely proud to be a part of it.
I couldn't say it better myself. For Ryan Cannon, Gary Greenland, and everyone who's part of this show, thank you, and
let's go party.
Party!